hopefully, we're not gonna have to deal with technical issues. I hope we're good. I hope we're flying with colors. Hi Yatsuki. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me. Otherwise, I'm screwed. It looks like you can see me at least. Working fine. Great. I also upped the bitrate a bit compared to yesterday's stream. So I'm hoping that it's true HD video quality at the moment, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hey Bruno Romanos, what's up? Topics. Look at that. Sponsored by ArtStation. Hey Zielin. Yeah, I hope so too. I truly hope so too. I fixed the higher bitrate also. So, which means you should have a higher rate of kilobytes per second, which meaning you shouldn't have, you should have less artifacts so that I can send more data. We'll see. Topic number 1, blinding book. Oh, that's pretty cool. Looking forward to that. Any other topics? Please do. Boo. I'm a tit streamer. Look. So cleavage. Yeah, big cleavage. V-neck. Gravedigger Mall. Oh, that's pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, we'll do that one. Any other suggestions? We got 2 topics. Dark Fantasy Gravedigger Mall. You know it, Zielin. Hey, Ghost Shiv. What's up? So for the topics so far, we have Blinding Book and Gravedigger Mall. Any other suggestions are very welcomed. We'll get to that. Otherwise, we have 2 topics. And we'll split dice into Cyber Blacksmith Goblin. Okay. Zielin. That's pretty cool. That's a good exercise. And I'd say mad props to Zielin putting that hard work in. One of the hardest working people on the Discord, at least publicly. Mad respect. You're gonna have no problems be hired. I'd say in a year, easily. In a year, easily you'll be hired, for sure. Hey Amir, how's it going? If you keep up this rate, Zielin, no problems. So for the topics, Blinding Book, Gravedigger Mole, Cyber Blacksmith Goblin. Any other topics, or should we roll the dice? I guess no more topics. Let's roll it. So that means 1 to 2, topic 1, 3 to 4, topic 2, and so forth and so on. 5, which means it's the last topic, which is Cyber Blacksmith Goblin. Cyber Blacksmith Goblin. What in the world is Cyber Blacksmith Goblin? Cyber Blacksmith Goblin by Bruno. I'm not gonna have space for your surname. Hey, Extigian, what's up? Welcome. Okay, Cyber Blacksmith Goblin. Cyber Blacksmith Goblin. Cyber Blacksmith Goblin. What on earth is a Cyber Blacksmith Goblin? Cyber Blacksmith Goblin. Okay, so the initial idea was like a goblin, really like skinny, but with a big prosthetic arm, like in some sort of cyber dungeon, which I'm gonna, have a hard time to draw in 30 minutes. But the pose I saw was the skinny goblin, like standing, like at a desk, holding, like resting the hammer on the kind of anvil, and appraising a piece of kit. Like he's about to hammer it, or he has hammered it. Kind of like just holding it up. Maybe it's some epic relic he's smashing together. So that's the kind of like the initial picture in my head. I mean, we could paint this. Would probably be better. Could probably get away with more. Let's go with painting it. Hey, Captain Bose, how's it going? What's up? I'm 2 weeks away from my talk at the art department. It's time to get to work in terms of prepping my talk. I have already started. It's gonna be good, I think. Hey, dear Bart, how's it going? What's up? Captain Bose, really? Fantastic. Frenchy. Oh, I know what Shadowrun is. I know what Shadowrun is. Don't you worry. Check this out. Frenchy. Stop. What are you doing? Look at this. I did the 20th anniversary Shadowrun book cover. So on the right side is the front, left side is the back. Back in 2013. So long while. Oh, a very long time ago. English. Can I speak it? Doubt it. So I'm very familiar with Shadowrun. I also have done some illustrations for that IP. Fun, but it was many years ago. Captain Boss, do you have your argumenting goblins online? I'd love to see it. whenever I gonna have a talk, I always go through the topics I'm gonna discuss, and in true imposter syndrome fashion, I'm questioning everything. Is this the right way to say it? Is this the right way to put it? And it's And in a way, it's annoying because you second guess everything, but also like it's the whole idea of giving someone feedback, which I've talked about before, like the importance of trying to give someone feedback and looking at their work and try to decipher what's not working, and then constructively putting your words together in order for that other person to understand what you mean, and it will benefit them somehow. Or like someone saying, oh, it's shit, is pointless. Like there's no one becoming better or learning anything from saying it's shit. You can say it's shit because your understanding of color is really, really bad. That's more constructive than just saying, oh, you're dog shit. you know Clearly you have to do better feedback than saying you're shit because you can't do perspective. That's just hurtful. There's smoother ways to put it. But like I said, the whole idea of having to try to point out, make your point heard in a constructive way, also teaches someone, but also teaches yourself what you actually know, and you have to question what you're actually saying. If you're gonna tell someone that they're doing wrong, you better be right. Otherwise, what's the point of saying that they're doing something wrong and they need to improve it if you don't know how to improve it, or your point is invalid in that sense. But there's also a different way of giving feedback, where you go, oh, I like this, or I don't like this because it makes me think of this, or I'm looking at it this way and I don't think it's beneficial, or whatever you might want to phrase it. But there's always lessons to be learned when you want to help someone, and having to be forced to formulate your own opinion. It's like the whole online kind of commenting culture, right? You're not being held responsible for your comment. You can shit post all you want, but if you're gonna put your name to it, where it is a genuine attempt at making yourself understood and meeting in the middle, rather than just saying, oh, you're dog shit, there's a completely different value to it. And that's why also I really dislike the whole ass pat only comments, because they're not helping anyone except making them feel good. And sometimes it's fine to just go, great job, I really like it. But yeah. Frenchy. Me and Keanu, we are like thick as thieves. Is that how you say it when you're in a band? When you're very good friends? Thick as thieves? What's that actually mean? You're fat like a pirate? Captain Bows. Oh, it's very rough. For me, I don't want to tell you my mental picture of argumenting goblins. I'm waiting for the day where I will draw it. I have a good picture in my head of what that is. I doubt I can make it in a one warm up, but we'll see. There was the point where you overtook me. That's good. That's funny. Yeah, but the whole commenting and feedback and questioning your own knowledge and how you're putting it to someone, and if you're right or if you're wrong. Like sometimes I catch myself wanting to comment on something, and then when I start thinking about formulating the feedback, I go, actually, this is more bias. This is more matter of my taste, and a lot of times I delete the comment, or don't post the comment, because it just turns into I like, I like blue more, so you should use blue more, which is, it's a valid comment to make, but it's worth nothing for the artist in question, in terms of you should change the colors of your painting because I like blue more, which is, it's maybe not what the artist wanted, It's nice. I really want an iPad that you can draw on. I think it would be fun. Spiridon is in at THU in Malta at the moment, but after Lightbox, he said that he had or was going to try to get a sponsor for this stream, meaning that potentially I haven't really talked to Spiridon yet, but that through Firestarter I might have an iPad Pro and do my warm-up on an iPad with Procreate. If so, I'm really looking forward to it, because I really want to learn that more and explore that technology more. It would be a really cool experiment to go into. So I'm hoping that Spiridon made it happen, but we'll see. Again, I haven't talked to him, so this is not set in stone, but he made a fleeting comment about it. So we will learn it together on the stream. Captain Boas, yeah, hopefully. Cosmoverse, how's it going? Good morning. That number 9. All right. Rocky Run. Freya submerged. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's true. I mean, yes. I absolutely agree. There is points where you can actually make a technical comment, feedback that your use of blue isn't enough. Absolutely. I agree. And then that comment becomes valid. But my point being, the blue point was just about to explain that it's a personal opinion rather than a flaw, a technical flaw. And I catch myself now and then wanting to comment purely based on my point of view rather than a constructive feedback. Captain Bows, only 5 times? Don't you like it? Me personally, I absolutely love Cintiq. I can't get away from it. Obviously, it's my job. But yeah, hopefully I'll get that iPad and we can explore it on stream. It will be a iPad Pro stream. Captain Bose. Oh yeah, you can't use it in bed, obviously. Well, not obviously, but there's lessons to be learned there. That don't drag your Cintiq into bed. Freya. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I agree. They could be it. I mean, obviously, it's like I don't, I don't like it personally. I don't like your mistakes you're making. Yeah, that's a valid. Then the feedback of saying blue isn't enough, absolutely valid when it's your biased opinion founded on technical flaws of the. Me, my wife, and the Cintiq. Yeah. Okay, we're halfway through. I'd say I'm not really where I would have hoped or wanted to be. But at least we're moving forward. And at the moment, he feels a bit too much like his buff arm is actually belonging there. Freya, yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, I agree. Absolutely, I agree. But nevertheless, having a healthy routine of giving constructive feedback when you have something to say, also, it's absolutely okay to give someone a personal thought or a personal opinion about what you think could be better or could be different. But I think it's also important to kind of hint to which is what. You don't want to give them, let's say, anatomy feedback saying, oh, your anatomy is wrong here, based purely on a subjective opinion rather than facts, you know. So that's why when you're giving feedback and you're trying to give them constructive feedback in terms of something that they've done wrong, you should always try to show it to them or point them in the right direction where there is information to be had. You know, if you're going to comment on someone's lack of colors or wrong use of lighting, give them an example of how they could do it right or where they can find the information to do it right, or you know. So it's not just you're wrong and that's the end of the conversation. Freya. Absolutely. I mean, I mentioned this before on the stream, but being pragmatic about your approach is really useful, especially when you're beginning. If you unpack the way you paint to some degree, where you're considering each step of what you should do at what point, I think it's going to be really beneficial as an artist to grow. But also at the beginning, as far as I remember, being starting out, emotion and feelings were a big part of successful outcome, and also being in the zone, and also a bit of luck. That's actually a good comment. A thing for the talk. Okay, at the beginning, Hey, Divine Fapper. That nickname. I went live 20 minutes ago and we have 10 minutes left. Like at the beginning, there's a huge amount of luck involved to get something with a great result. Versus the more skilled you are, the less luck is involved, right? The more you know, the easier it is for you to get where you need to go. And there's this whole saying, you're only as good as your worst drawing. And that is, the stronger foundation you have, the less mistakes you're able to do. Hey, Frenchy. I think you shouldn't stop doing that. I think you should just you can prefix your comment with saying, this is my opinion, or I feel that, or I think that your painting could be better with this, or that is clearly communicated that it's your opinion rather than a fact. Then I wouldn't say there's no problem. And you can also end, if you're worried about them being salty, you can always end the comment with, but this is my, just my thoughts on the matter. Take it or leave it. You can give them, one of the psychology things when you challenge someone is that you should always give them an out if they want to go out. So if you make a hard statement and you close the door on that statement without an option for them that they either have to accept it or fight it, you don't give them a room to get an out, or not having to challenge you on it. So by offering an out to them, saying, this is of course just my opinion, but which lowers the guard and gives them opportunity to not go head to head. Yeah, in general, you should always give a little bit of sweet with the sour. So if you give feedback, you should try to have equal amount of good comments as bad comments. Bad, this is a negative tonation, but the things that you believe can be improved. Hey Kiwi, how's it going? Captain Boss. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It depends on your energy. If you want how the feedback is going to go. And it's not always that you should give feedback either. Maybe it'll be even worse to give them everything that you think could be improved on. Sometimes it's okay to just go, keep going. I can see you're making mistakes, and you can kind of figure out that they are aware of it, and sometimes you just take a step back. Also, be encouraging. Just oh, great work, keep going, don't give up. While you could rip them a new one, there's no point in doing that unless you really believe that they are not seeing the problem. And a lot of times when you're a beginner, it's not a matter of just because you know it, you can implement it. It's a matter of running the races so that you do get better at it. Just keep on going, iterate. Do it until it's in your subconscious. any new thing that you're learning, you have to rehearse and rehearse and rehearse, and then eventually it's second nature. And sometimes, you know, you don't need to always rip someone a new one. It's also important to remember that with a pat on the shoulder could be a better motivator than constructive feedback. Hey, Kiwi, I'm good. I'm good, thanks. Hey, Snobby Goth, how's it going? Snobby Goth. Divine Fapper, yeah, absolutely. I agree. Paintovers are usually the most straightforward way of letting someone know what you think is right or wrong. But again, like it goes back to the point I made before. It could be a great way to show someone what you think could be an improvement. But a lot of times when you're giving paintovers, you should be really careful of what you're communicating, and if it's based on fact rather than opinion. As an example, like when I give portfolio reviews, I look through the whole portfolio before I start to comment on their work, so I can look at all the images, see the mistakes as a collective, and then poke holes in their armor, rather than go picture by picture. And then, because when you go picture by picture without seeing the whole, you're commenting on most of the times on your opinion, rather than I can see you're making this mistake in all of them. Yeah, I mean, some people don't want to hear feedback as well, Captain Boss. So you just have to accept that too. You know, all right, you don't want to listen, you want to do your own stuff. That's fine. Not everyone wants to hear. It's like a one artist that I gave feedback to that I saw was making mistakes, and the artist was like, "No, don't tell me." All right, okay, that's fine. you know, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. Just go ahead, keep on going. Zeeves and design. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. Like you don't want to just jump in, because, like I said, it's very easy to become opinion based rather than full picture. If that makes sense. It's a weird drawing today. I'm not very happy with it at all. Strangely, I think it's messy. It's undefined. It's all over the place. but it's a warm-up. It made me think. Values are off. It's very undefined, I feel. But that's okay. And also is lacking personality in the character. Hard to know which part is what. But I think that's also the beauty of sketching. Not everything you do or touch turns to gold. And you just keep on sketching. If it's a bad sketch, you can either try to save it or let it die. Let it die in the pile of failures along with your hopes and dreams. Yeah, it's clearly more blue is needed. Freya, that sounds good. Time is up. Freya, yeah. Get shit on. Zebs and I would just let it die. If something is broken, I would redraw it. If it's a tweak, then yeah, no problem with making that tweak. But in this instance, as I'm in general just unhappy, I would make a new one. Limpa. Yeah, the grocery list guy. Maybe. But it's okay. It's okay. You see? Blue. Clearly more blue was needed. Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of mistakes. But if I would push this further, I mean, I could salvage this if I wanted. But the question is it worth it? Well, I mean, in general, it's a cool idea. It's a cool topic. There is some ASMR microphone. There is some minor issues in general with the lighting and narrative and so on. But Freya, let's not have that song stuck in our heads, please. Let's raid. Oh, is Joe online? He's doing 3D. Cool. Let's go. Let's go raid our good friend Joe. Fresh. Yeah. Sorry, there's a clear lack of blue in your portfolio. Great designs, but I mean, it's obviously something wrong with you. Anyways, we're going to raid Joe. Have a great day. Have a great night. Good night if you're that part of the world. See you tomorrow morning. I'm going to do the outro and then take us to the raid. Thanks everyone. It was a fantastic time. Technology is working. Good chat. All fantastic. Outro time and raid. Have a good one.